G'day, Steve Morgan here, Australian Bass Tournaments. We've just finished the Maui Jim round of the Daiwa BREAM Series here on the Hawkesbury River, and I'm with the non-boater champion, John Glover, and not only the non-boater champion, the winner of the Buck and Big BREAM, sponsored by Buck and Bass. Mate, that was a cracker, 1.785 kilos. That would have to have been your PB.
Yeah, no, definitely my PB, but yeah, no, it was a good fish, and at first we thought it was a jewfish, turned out to be a bream, but yeah, no, it was a lovely fish.
It's pretty weird as a weighmaster when I'm weighing people's fish and they're 1.3, 1.4 kilos, and I say, look, you're nearly half a kilo short of the big bream mark. It's a pretty special time you catch a yellowfin that big. Now, I want you to, firstly, before we talk about your win, let's talk about that big fish. Take us through the situation and how you caught that giant, because I don't reckon we've only weighed a handful of yellowfin bigger than that.
Well, we were fishing a rock bank and casting in tight to the structure, and we found they were actually out in deeper water, so 30 foot of water, and I was just jigging a crab, and yeah, he took it, did a couple of laps around the boat, and finally got him up to the top, and Christian finished off with the network, so it did really well.
When you say jigging it, like just dragging on the bottom, or are you actually giving the crab a bit of action?
No, just a little bit of action off the bottom, just jigging him up every now and again. And as we were finding, as it was sinking, that smack it then. Yeah.
What sort of, we talk about a crab, was it the heavy cranker crab and olive like everyone fishes?
That's it. Yeah, no, that's it. That's the one.
And that's the actual lure you got it on?
Yep, that's the one.
So it's given the hooks a bit of a hiding there, and of course, if everyone would know the cranker crab there, and I'm sure this one is going to have to go up on hang up on the trophy now.
Well, I think I'll put that with the actual with the $500.
There you go. John, take us through your outfit that you use. You were telling me you have like a lot of identical outfits set up. Take us through what you use.
Yeah, so it's just the Daiwa sole reel. I'm using 6 pound braid on that with 6 pound leader, and then the in-feet rod.
These infeets are, of course, remarkably light. You know the soles because they're the typical orange colour of the soles, but you know it's hard to believe now as we're fishing with gear that is so light. And why do you like the identical outfits? It means that everything casts the same to you, or they're just versatile rods?
Well, I just found that the combination of these two work well together, so I just stick with that for the 4 rods, all exactly the same.
Being a non-boater, you get to experience a whole variety of people's boats and styles of fishing. This is your first event you've won as a non-boater. How many different techniques did you use over the few days?
Well, we started with the crabs. I was throwing a lot of plastics there for a while. Even the cranks we were using there for a while, but it seemed the crabs seemed to work the most. But yesterday I did pretty well with the pro lure, the clone prawn. So. Awesome. Yeah, so it changes from day to day. You
have to be very versatile from the back of the boat. You're fishing with different people, different situations, and of course you're not getting first chop at the fish. So to have, you're probably about a 900 gram average for your fish. That's pretty good in anyone's books.
Well, it is. I mean, it was a good weekend. I've never fished down here before, so I had a blast with the guys I fished with, and they knew the river pretty well, so I got to see a fair bit of it.
And where's your home base?
Port Macquarie.
There you go. Yeah. Port Mac. No 1.8s in the river at Port Mac there?
Not that I've found yet.
Mate, you've qualified for the grand final, which is going to be down at Malakuta in November or December this year. Anyway, it's a summertime bite, yellowfins and blacks there. What's the chance you're going to get a ticket to that?
I think I should be down there. I'd like to catch some black bream. I've never fished down there, so yeah, I'd like to be down there and do that. So
well, you've definitely earned your stripes. This is our non-boater champion for the Maui Jim round of the Daiwa BREAM Series here at the Hawkesbury. It was a wild and wet weekend. You will not see many bigger yellowfin than that.
No, thanks very much, Steve.